Before we begin, we have a number of introductions that we would like to make. Appropriately, the first group I introduce are those who serve on the village board with me, my colleagues in representing the citizens of Woodridge. And if they could please stand and remain standing so we could acknowledge them as a group. Village Clerk Eileen Nystrom, Trustee Ann Banks, Trustee David Pittenger, Trustee Gina Cunningham-Pietzek, Trustee Joseph Kagan, our Village Attorney Tom Good, and our Village Administrator Katie Rush. Please join with me in acknowledging them. The success of Woodridge today is not the sole result of village government, but rather a number of organizations and governmental entities. We have a number of those partners with us today that I would like to introduce. And as your name is called, I'd like you to stand and remain standing and let us hold our applause until each group has been introduced. In the category of other governmental representatives that are with us today, from the Woodridge Public Library, board members Christopher Tripp and Jane Whiteside, the library administrator Susan McNeil Marshall, from the Lamont Fire District, Chief Carl Cerullo, from Community High School District 99, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mark McDonald, from the Woodridge School District, Vice President Leslie Pollack, board members Brian Rutschlick, Tom Ruggio, and Scott Coley, and Superintendent Jerry Brendel. From the Woodridge Park District, President Fred Honke, Vice President Jim Duffy, Park District Director Mike Adams, representing State Representative Michael Conley's office, Kim Brondike. And we're very delighted this afternoon to introduce from the Darien Woodridge Fire District, the retiring Fire District Chief, Chief Wayne Messenger, and the newly appointed Chief, David Lambrecht, along with President Robert Klein and Trustee and Treasurer Frank Burns. Please join with me in recognizing these other individuals. Others that truly reflect the spirit of our business community, our churches, and our residents that I would like to introduce, and again ask them to stand and remain standing. The pastor from St. Scholastica, Father Jerry Riva. From the West Suburban Community Pantry, Roger and Barbara Schmidt. Pastor David Bracetta from the Woodridge United Methodist Church. Amy Melinder, CEO and President of the Woodridge Chamber of Commerce, along with the Chairman of the Chamber of Commerce, David Passione. Please join with me in recognizing these individuals. Another significant part of our success has been citizens who serve on advisory boards and commissions, and those who have served as elected officials in the past. It is therefore a pleasure to introduce the following individuals, and again, please stand as you're introduced. Former trustee and former Vice President, Vice Chairman of the DuPage County Board, Alice Peterson. Former trustee, Mary Ann Frank. Plan Commissioner, Linda Mast. Police Pension Board member, Mike Krusek. Community Wellness Council Chairperson, Julie Burke. And from WCTV, Chuck Jones, Rich Clausen, and Jeff Fisher. And from the Board of Police Commissioners, Dr. Mohan Iran. Please join with me in recognizing this group. The last group truly have had destination forward in their vision from the time they came to Woodridge. The recipients of the prestigious Building on Our Dream Award, which is named in honor of our first mayor, Leon Wirch. If they could please stand and remain standing. Henry Ristic and his wife Marilyn, who's unable to be here today. John Perry, our former 20-year administrator. Mr. Woodridge, our first chief of police, mayor, retired clerk of the circuit court, Joel Kagan, and Mrs. Woodridge, our first library administrator, and now a trustee in the Lisle Woodridge Fire District, Lori Kagan. Please join with me in recognizing these individuals.